So it's been like around 2 to 3 days ever since the Fallen got reworked or whatever, and I'm just gonna go ahead and explain my general thoughts on this update. And quite honestly, I think it's one of the mid-ish but also kind of baddish updates so far. Now, I'm not gonna be saying this entire update is just completely dog shit, it's just nothing good. There are some good things in it, like for an example, like, you know, reworked Fallen, and aside from that, the entire update sucks. So first off is, what am I complaining about necessarily? The main thing I'm going to be complaining about is how they haven't even fixed many of the bugs that have been here already for a week and probably gonna be 2 weeks. For some reason this is still bugged, I'm pretty sure. And then there's also the spinning wheels and the lottery tickets that are also bugged. So not only for whatever reason have they been given a week to fix this, but they haven't even decided, even thought about, or just don't even know about, or probably just don't even care. I wouldn't really be surprised if they just don't care. But anyway, now that we're done with talking about how they are very incompetent to where they've been giving more than a week to fix a literal game-breaking bug, let's go ahead and talk about Fallen. So first off is, I really don't like the designs for many of the enemies on this game. Such as the round 1 enemies, you know, the green abnormal ones. For whatever reason, there's just something about it that's just not as pleasing as, like, for an example, the OG abnormals. The OG abnormals look actually like, you know, kind of like they have been pretty much implemented with steroids and look a little bit tiny bits more menacing. Well, these guys do have, like, you know, veins or whatever. They aren't as, like, I guess, menacing as the OG ones, and that's just those guys. The heavy ones I actually kind of really do like, since, well, they are heavy enemies, they have a lot of armor and protection on them. And then here's the biggest ones that I just really don't like at all, and that is like the
I got herpes
Fallen Giant. I think that's his name, I can't really remember at this point, but yeah, I just don't like it at all. Like, what is that thing?
What have they done to you?
I would rather have the older version giant than have this guy. At least the older giant versions actually look menacing, while these guys just pretty much look like experiments. I don't know what it is, but it's just terrible in my opinion. And then we have, as an example, the Fallen tank, and holy fuck, this guy really did get downgraded in my opinion. He went from a pretty badass and, like, awesome looking enemy to just a regular giant-ish enemy, but can just run. And when he dies, I guess it is a kind of good animation where he just, like, falls over. It's a nice animation, but the model, in my opinion, it just doesn't look right. And then we get to, for an example, the Fallen King, and I guess it's a nicer upgrade. I wouldn't say it's a lot better than the OG Fallen design, but if I were to choose the OG Fallen design or this guy, I would more or less choose the OG Fallen design. Because, I mean, the OG Fallen design looks a lot more like, well, a Fallen King with armor and stuff like that, while this guy, he more or less looks kind of like an assassin or something like that. This guy or design doesn't click with me, if that just makes sense. Like, I don't really like it in my opinion. And then we've got the other bosses, like for an example, the Fallen Guardians, and Jesus Christ, dude. They do not look like Fallen Guardians. They just look like giant dudes with just swords, and that's it. And these are somehow Guardians. I don't like it at all. I would rather have the, well, Fallen Guardians with the lots of armor on them, the Dominus hood, and, well, the spears on them. And I would gladly take those over this guy. And obviously they can target like one tower, so I mean, I guess that's a lot better than just swiping and just literally stunning a bunch of towers in a row. And especially that these guys have a shitload of HP. Oh, that's kind of like the intention. Fallen is supposed to be harder, but I just don't like these designs, dude. And then we also have like the many knights and also like the brand new, I guess, as far as I know, effect, which is aggro, which makes every single tower attack the aggroed enemy, which I guess is a nice little bit of a way to spin things up a bit, where instead of you're just targeting the first enemies on the path, or the closest ones to the path, you are now attacking an enemy who, well, makes your towers attack them for some reason. And I guess the knights are kind of cool, like for an example, the giant shield dude. I guess that's kind of neat. The vibes these guys and also this game mode now gives me aren't just really as good as an example the old OG Fallen game mode. So in my opinion, I just don't really like this game mode, but hey, that's just my opinion. To me, just Fallen doesn't really, this new reworked Fallen thing just doesn't really give me the same type of enjoyment as, like, for an example, playing the old Fallen game mode, and especially from like Polluted Wasteland. I still really love to play Polluted Wasteland. There's just something about it that's just so amazing. It's just an amazing masterpiece in my opinion, which I'm gonna definitely be making a video about how amazing Polluted Wasteland is. But yeah, Fallen, in my opinion, I just don't really like it. The designs aren't really up to my taste. I don't really like about how, I guess, more intense it is. But hey, that's Fallen for you, and I don't really like this game mode. So I'm giving it a, I don't know, a 4 out of 10.